Hi, my name is Fahad, and you're watching Stats Grow Online. Our today's topic is to create an EC2 instance using Amazon Web Services. Now, you can see on my screen, I have logged into my Amazon Web Service account with the console, and you can see in the services. First of all, we need to go into the services, and here you will see a lot of services uh, that Amazon provides. But we are actually constrained to EC2 today because we are going to create an instance. So we need to go to EC2, all services that EC2 offers. Basically, it shows you the instant types, the launch templates, and all these stuff. But we are focusing on today how to create an EC2 instance. You can see over here in the running instances is currently showing 0. So we currently don't have any EC2 instance. Just for this demo, I have removed my EC2 instances so that you can see how we can create and manage those instances. The major part here you need to take into considerations that we are in the US East North Virginia um, section. Basically, this zone is the most utilized zone for Amazon Web Services, and all the new services that actually Amazon launch. It actually goes to the North Virginia first, and then it distributes among the other regions. So now uh, we'll go to the EC2 instances. We need to click on the instances. Actually, I'm using a free tier account, so we just don't need to actually worry about the all the costs that occurs while creating the EC2 instance. So here you can see there are like three zones we can go into: launch instance, actions, and there is a button over here as well. So we just need to go into the launch instance, or we can click on the other button as well. Need to go to the launch instance. Here you can see there are lots of Amazon offers us to select from. So today it's a basic one that we are creating. So we will constrain to the Windows server. 2019 would be a good option. A data center edition. Uh, the the most important thing is that it's eligible for our free tier. So this will help us in order to understand the creation of EC2. So click on select. So it's a 64 byte. Now here you can see there are lots of options that Amazon provides. We need to check for the type, the CPUs and the memories and the instant storage. Basically, it provides for a general type instant family. So here you can see there is a green color emblem you can see over here that suggests that we can take a T2 micro instance with the low to moderate network performance, and it also actually supports IPv6, but we are not considering it currently. So we'll just need to select this. Otherwise, if we select any other, it will might cost us in the it won't be included in the free tier. So we just need to click on next and configure instance. Now here there's lots of information. Give you a brief summary of the network, the VPC. The VPCs are actually entirely a different and a broader topic where you create a virtual private cloud basically and connect your external gateways to the internal networks. We have our subnets. We will leave it like that because it will suggest you the default subnet in any availability zone. We will, in a nutshell, we'll keep all the things intact like this, and we'll just add the storage in our next step. Now here you can see we have our device type here. We have short identifier. Basically, it's a unique identifier just allotted to a image that will, once the EC2 instance has been launched. The volume type, we'll just keep it as the same, and we don't need to add any new volumes. If you want any new volumes like a partitions or anything, you can just add it there, but we are not actually focusing on in this lecture. uh, and this encryption is not encrypted currently, so we'll just add our tags to just identify that. Just give it a test EC2 instance. Okay, and we can give any value like test EC2. That's it. So we'll just go to the security groups. Now here, since we don't have a pre-existing security groups, just for this purpose, I will create any existing group and we'll just name it as like launch wizard 3 EC2 test, and that's it. So, but here we need to actually let our all traffic fetch that EC2 instance and connect to that EC2 instance. So we are only allowing RDP connections currently, but I'll just change it to uh, all traffic. Actually, it has a port range of all the private and the custom public ports are open. So we'll just give it a description, for example, uh, all traffic. And this is just for our information. So we need to actually, so there is a recommendation where we have said that actually Amazon, it's not recommending us to allow all the ports, but just for the testing purposes we are doing that. So we are not putting into a production, so we can do that with all our testing. So that's it. So we'll do a review and then we will launch our EC2 instance. Now this is the very critical part here. Now Amazon actually creates a private key file that you need to store in order to access your EC2 instance later on. And actually this file is on the PEM format, so we'll just create a, actually if you have an instance created earlier, it can actually give you a key pair and you can save it and then you can utilize it while accessing it. So I'm just putting a key pair EC2 test and we'll just download the key pair. So we'll just save it. So you can see in our folder there is a PEM file for our private key has been stored, and we'll utilize it later on when we need to use this private key. So I'll just launch the instance. So now if I go to the services, if I go to the EC2, and here you can see in our instances, my newly created instance will be still loading because it takes around 5 to 10 minutes in order to load the EC2 instance in the cloud. Yep. So because yes, it's running and status check is saying initialization. So it's pretty much we are okay with this. Now we need to connect to the our EC2 instance. Now there are two ways basically you can connect it to the EC2 instance. If you have a Linux or a Ubuntu machine as an instance created, then you can do it from the DNS by using PuTTY or WinSCP and through SSH. This would be covered in another lecture, I presume, and we'll just show you how to connect to this instance. So I'll just click on the connect button. Now it's giving me an option for a session manager or a standalone RDP client. So what I'll do is I'll download a RDP desktop file. Actually, it's a remote desktop connection that would be downloaded as a executable file, which I later on use to actually connect to my EC2 instance. Now I'll just go and click on there. I'll save it and I'll open the folder to show you how it looks like. So now you can see it's an RDB connection that it created on my desktop machine. And now you can see here there are two things that they have given me, username and password. Now when I click on the password, it actually asked me for a private key that has been generated earlier while at the time of creating an EC2 instance. Now I need to go to that path. I will browse it. I'll go to my downloads and I'll click on the key and I'll just decrypt the password. Now, here you can see I have a password and my username for my instance created. So I'll just go to the downloads. I'll click on the RDB connection. I'll just connect to that machine. Now here you can see it's asking me for the password. You can just copy to the clipboard from here and yeah, just put it here. Control C and Control V, and that's it. You're okay to go. Now the instance has been created and you can log into the instance. It will set up your all the basic policies that you have provided in their console. Now it's actually creating a personalized settings based on the Windows Server 2019 that we have created. Actually, it has a public DNS installed here, so you can obviously connect to the internet. And at the time of creation, the one thing that we have done is basically that we have allowed all traffic. So this rule has been applied here as well. So Amazon basically gives monthly 15 GB of internet usage bandwidth and actually gives 750 hours of EC2 instances to be run in a free tier environment. So now we have our host name here, our ID, our public IP, private IP instance size. This is the T2 micro that we have created using a free tier. Actually, it's giving us the availability zone as well. Now we just need to terminate the instance in order to save our free tier consumption. So we'll just go to the actions and we'll just go to the instance state. We can stop the instance if we need to later on use it, and we can just simply terminate the instance. So we are going to terminate it. So we just need to click terminate. Now it will just give us a simple warning that because it's a root EBS volume, so if we delete it, our all settings will be terminated. So we'll just go ahead and hit yes, terminate. It's terminating the instance. It will take a bit of time based on the storage and the network bandwidth. So that's it. We have terminated the instance. We have our tags here. We will thoroughly review all these stuff in our next lectures, where we will actually talk about the VPCs, the private IPs, and why we need a subnet, roles, and basically all of that makes sense to all of you when we go ahead and discuss all these things individually. Now, I will also share how to create in my next videos how to create the alarms, billing alarm, or like how you can monitor your services that you have created. So you can see the monitoring and the status checks and the tags are there. So it will all give you an in-depth knowledge in the next lectures how we're gonna maintain these things. So probably I will focus on S3 bucket creation in our next lecture. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.